Plenty to talk about in the Western Pacific today from this area of low pressure moving across the Philippines over the course of the next few days. Going to bring heavy rainfall, maybe some flooding to our tropical depression located off the coast of Vietnam. Also been bringing heavy rain, even some landslides in parts of Vietnam as that tracks towards the north and west. The Vietnam Meteorological Agency has it coming on shore just around Da Nang. But the key thing is just this being this very large monsoonal gyre type of a low pressure area. So it combines with that in our tropical trough located towards the east, and it's just bringing an absurd amount of rain. And we've been seeing that stretching across the Indochina Peninsula. Malaysia, it's even been seeing flooding back here out through Vietnam, and into a place like Mindanao. Been seeing some pretty significant flooding the last few days too. So there's lots to talk about here with these two systems. Now, as I mentioned in the last few updates, the good news, if there's any good news with this, is that the energy is spread out. This is having a hard time consolidating. Low level center right in here for a tropical depression near Vietnam is rather exposed. We have that big kind of river of moisture wrapping it around it. It's a monsoonal gyre that's more of a donut shape, and that's helping to spread out the energy, and it's also helping to increase shear over the Philippines and almost suck like a vacuum or a black hole sucking in a smaller star, our area of low pressure towards the east. So watch this with our future cast as we go ahead through Tuesday, heading into Wednesday. These low pressure areas track west, and the secondary one doesn't really tighten up all too much. If it does, it would be a low pressure area, and kind of see that coming towards the West Philippine Sea off the west coast of Luzon. Now, this doesn't take away impacts as far as rainfall, and you might even get some local gusty winds with some of these stronger storms here too. So you got plenty of impacts. But look at the rainfall totals. I mean, 100 to 200 millimeters here in southern Visayas over and towards northern Mindanao in the forecast, while parts of Cambodia, southern Vietnam, Laos, and northern Thailand could see over 300 millimeters of total precipitation. So the flood threat is for sure there, as well as landslides as well. And here's another closer look at our low pressure area, kind of getting sucked into our monsoonal gyre towards the west here. See this coming on shore late day over towards Samar into southern Luzon as a low pressure, but still that's going to create enough instability for some stronger thunderstorms as it moves on by. So just keep in mind these flood waters can rise fast depending on that situation, but they also can bring diseases, sharp objects. So if you are caught up in one of these situations where it is flooding, please just take it seriously. I know it's not a full-on typhoon, but still worthy of your patience and your I guess, just being aware. Here's one of the main points. So GMA upgraded that area off of Vietnam to a tropical depression. Flood threats, the main problem here. And also we're watching the long range forecast as well. In fact, here's a flyover for Tuesday, just looking at the showers across the area. But what I want to show you is the long range guidance here. First off, we'll talk about the broader picture with our moisture flow coming in across the West Philippine Sea here. You have our second area. You have the high pressure ridge, the Westpac high towards north, and we also have a third area south of Guam, which some models have been trying to pick on something kind of spinning up there and heading off towards maybe Okinawa. Yeah, there's the GFS kind of showing a full-on typhoon there. Now, they compare that with the ECMWF. There's a big difference. But the key thing has been showing us a few runs, and I think if we have a chance of a typhoon, it would be this third area in the lineup of systems here in the Western Pacific that we would want to keep a very close eye on over the upcoming days, just because that one's going to be a little bit more isolated. It's going to have better and more favorable conditions for development, more of an area with less vertical wind shear, plenty of warm sea surface temperatures, but some other things to watch out for. So, it's tropical season. Things have heated up, and it looks like it's going to continue to be that way as we look ahead. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. Here's a look at that forecast, though, for some local areas, places like Siargao here into northeastern Mindanao. Scattered showers, going to keep the temperatures down into the high 20s as we go ahead over through Monday into Tuesday into Wednesday. Cebu as well, still on the hot side, temperatures into the lower 30s, so not nearly as much rainfall there for you. While we look over towards Manila, you're going to be looking at some afternoon thunderstorms, but it's definitely going to pick up in the latter part of the week as far as that rainfall as that low pressure area pushes overhead. Wrapping up here with this, though, big thanks for everybody that supports the channel. We got some new people that have been donating on PayPal. Can't thank you guys enough. It goes such a long way. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I got a lot going on in my personal life right now, and it's I do this as a hobby, but the fact that so many people donate and support the channel, and you guys get the feedback saying you really find this not only cool or anything, but useful in your planning, is the reason why I still do it. It feels like it's a product that people like and a lot of people support. So if you want to help out, you can hit the Patreon link or the PayPal or anything like that. If you don't, you can't. I'm not going to hold it against you. I love all you guys. I love your support. And I'll never put the stuff behind a paywall. So that's what we're just remember that. Anyways, that's all for today. As always, thanks for watching. And number one thing, of course, is stay safe out there. All right.